debate tonight, we see Democratic voters more than 2-to-1 support, 64% support, 31% opposed. Ask the same question to all Americans, general election voters, the folks who vote in November. Very different story. 41% say it's a good idea. A majority, 54%, say it's a bad idea. How about this one? How about decriminalizing border crossings? That obviously came up again tonight, as it did the first debate. Democrats are split on this question. 45 support, 47 opposed. How about all voters, general election voters? Overwhelming opposition on that, 27-66. Another issue you heard about, this is national health insurance. Should there be a program that makes it available to undocumented immigrants? Again, among Democrats, basically 2-to-1 support for that proposition, 60-32. Among general election voters, complete opposite. And one more that came up late in the night, that question of reparations payments amongst Democrats, 46 support, 40% say bad idea. Among all voters, again, 27-62. So you see those sort of moderate candidates, this is what they're trying to express on that stage. But when the energy on the Democratic side is somewhere else, that's the power behind those comebacks that you heard from Warren and Sanders.
Steve Kornacki, thank you. And to our viewers, Steve has some fascinating numbers later tonight on the similarities and differences between the Warren camp and the Sanders camp, which we kind of saw play out on stage tonight, but to Joy Reid's point, not a whole heck of a lot of effort to differentiate. Senator, a very direct question having to do with Youngstown, Ohio, having to do with a place I used to live, Joplin, Missouri. What happens when you walk into those communities and say, great news, you're all going to get green jobs. We'll need the keys to your F-150s because we're going all
one whole bag.
It would not be good.
Yeah.
And I think what Tim Ryan is trying to express is a bucket of cold water, which is reality about where America is. America is generally not as far along the left line as Bernie and Elizabeth. Free stuff from the government does not play well in the Midwest because they're just convinced that they're never the ones getting free stuff. You know, they're working really hard and they can't afford to retire. And that was part of the thing that Trump did. He said, basically, I'm going to tap into your anger and your angst. We're going to blame the Mexicans and the Muslims for everything that's wrong with the world. And a lot of people who voted for Barack Obama said, you know, maybe this guy is finally gonna, you know, let's pull the pin on the grenade and toss it and see what happens. Now, as it turns out, that was a dumb thing to do. But I think the reality is that if you start saying that we're gonna let folks coming across the border have no criminal penalty, and we're going to allow them to get access to free health care through Medicaid programs, then you are going to lose a whole slew of voters that aren't crazy about Donald Trump, that are not going to go there. I mean, it really would be, I think, a very difficult thing to overcome in states like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Iowa.